Hello. I would like to share with you a reading from Triangles of Fire on the 8 functions of Goodwill. This is a beautiful reading and it will prepare us to recite the Great Invocation. As you know, the Gemini full moon brings us the power and energy of the Great Invocation, and embedded in it is the power of Goodwill. What Goodwill does: number one, Goodwill heals the body. Scientists and doctors are discovering that if the mind is really together, functioning without cleavages, it can heal the body. This is the first point of Goodwill. Number two, Goodwill purifies the emotions and creates integrity and health in the emotional body. Compare, for example, how you feel emotionally when you are in an aggravated, hateful situation versus when you are feeling great gratitude and goodwill. Number three, Goodwill also purifies and energizes your mental mechanism. So now we have the physical, emotional, and mental mechanisms purified and energized through Goodwill. Just like electricity, it charges your battery and suddenly your engine is working. Number four, Goodwill not only heals, but it also builds communication lines, electrical lines between the physical, emotional, and the mental bodies and the central core. So it is unifying and bringing together your three bodies: physical, emotional, and mental, and your soul, your human soul. How beautiful is that when we function as human souls in truth, with love, with energy and dynamism. Without Goodwill, you are an abyss. Every kind of destruction that occurs in the world is from the absence of Goodwill. How true is that today, as well as it was so true when he wrote it? The energy of Goodwill brings right human relations. If you will good toward another person, you will have right relations with that person. Right human relations are streams of energy that pour out from Goodwill. So that sense of goodwill that we have inside of us, before we talk to someone, before we do anything, bring goodwill into your heart. Let it go through and flow through your physical, emotional, mental bodies, and then start your discussion or your activity with others. Number five, the energy of goodwill works for the health and survival of humanity. We can see very clearly that unless goodwill is established among nations, this planet is not going to survive. This is so true. If the superpowers do not extend goodwill to one another, all nations are endangered. And then he says and adds to this, goodwill secures the health of the planet. How true is that? I was reading an article about the rainforests, which stated that 75% of those forests are endangered. So it is because we don't have goodwill as a humanity toward everything that exists on the planet, from the sands and the rocks and the dirt to all the plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and humans as well. And extra humans even, we have to think about that. Number seven, goodwill creates equilibrium and balance. Balance is the equal amount of physical life, material life that you exhibit, and your spiritual life. So those two have to be in balance. You can't have too much or too little of one or the other. Equilibrium is your ability to have resilience and rebalance yourself in trying conditions or stressful or challenging conditions. Number eight, goodwill repairs what is created by the disturbance in space. That is so beautiful. That in space there are a lot of storms, solar winds, electromagnetic storms, and vast tidal waves that reach our planet after solar systems or galaxies have been annihilated or burned. He says we can see that what great power and creativity were exhibited in the lives of those great geniuses in history who are filled with the energy of goodwill. And he reminds us that goodwill creates equilibrium and balance, and that is especially created by women and men who meditate, pray, and really think through with goodwill wherever they are. Those great disciples bring balance and harmony back into space. So you can see how and why it is important for us to say the Great Invocation, to say any prayer from any spiritual perspective you like. Say your prayers in the mornings, do your meditations. If you like to say the Great Invocation, say it by yourself or with two other people, creating triangles of fire and blessing for all of humanity. So now we are going to recite the Great Invocation. I like to recite it in its original form, and some people don't like the words in the minds of men or in the hearts of men. Men in this instance does not mean the male person, but the person with manas, with thoughtfulness, with ability to think and process through the mind, the higher mind especially. So we will say this Great Invocation together, and at the end we will say one Om. So go ahead and close your eyes, put a nice smile on your face, and read with me. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. Now imagine great streams of light coming from the mind of God, from the mind of great ones, and bathing our entire planet. Second verse, from the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. Imagine the love of the Lord Christ, the teacher and leader of all masters and saints and prophets, sending his love to all humanity. Third verse, from the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. Imagine the great power of the great masters of wisdom, prophets and saints, great teachers, great disciples, giving us their wisdom and their power to stay on the path. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Imagine a protective shield on our planet, healing all aggressions between people and nations. Seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you for joining me. Say the Great Invocation whenever you feel you need a little bit of insight and calming down and goodwill. Say it by yourself or to other people, and you will create that beautiful and powerful energy of goodwill. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.